Hey, all right, guys, welcome back for yet another video. This is the Splash Drone 4. We'll be installing all the accessories that came along with the fishing drone kit, which is the gimbal and camera and the payload release mechanism. And we will be using some O-ring lubricant to help seal and protect the O-rings. All right. This is our Splash Drone, the latest edition, Splash Drone from Swell Pro. Look at that. Awesome. All right, let's turn this puppy over. Let's see what we got. Okay, here we go. We got the gimbal. This is where it goes. We need to unscrew that panel. And the gimbal goes there. And also, same thing here with the payload. And that is it. Shouldn't be too hard. Here we go. So in your package, you should receive this tool. It's a Allen head screw tool. So we just take off the screws on the panel. I'm going to start with the gimbal. Oh, this thing is on tight. I'm just taking it off a little bit at a time so it comes off evenly. There we go. Looks like this cover has an O-ring on it, I guess. And here's the parts bag. It's got screws with some thread sealing on it. Take this gimbal off. Man, they really put this thing in there. Okay, so which way does this thing go? Looks like the electrical connector goes on first. Okay, there's an O-ring in here that needs to go on the electrical connector. There's no O-ring on here. So either you can use the one that's on the cover plate that I just took off, or you can use the one that's new in the bag. I'll just use the new one. I'll keep the other one for a spare. There's the O-ring. And the pack of screws that comes in the package. So I am going to install this O-ring. There's a groove. Let's take a look. There's a groove here. If you can see it on the camera. I'm just going to install this here. And bada bing, bada boom, it's on. Give it a light coat of this grease, O-ring grease. Just to keep the O-ring fresh and help it seal. Not too much. So light coat. There we go. Yes, the light coat. So this part of the drone, this is the back of the drone where the battery goes, and this is the front portion. So the camera needs to face forward. So it'll be upside down like this. Spin this thing around. Face it towards me. This is kind of an awkward position. So it looks like you need to install this. Which way does this go? Oh, I see. There's only one way it can go. Wow. Okay, with the bevel. There's a bevel in there. It looks like you gotta lay the camera down on its side so you can secure this connection first. Wow, it's a little bit more tricky than I thought. All right, that's it. I'm gonna use the same screws that I just took out from the panel. Just snug them down. You don't want to torque it all down at once, so snug it up and then just go back and forth. Just so you get an even connection. And you want to give it on its final torque down, you kind of want to give it a little bit more torque. Just to make sure it's doesn't come out. When I took this off, it was tightened pretty good. All right, so this is the forward. So you want the camera to face out that way. Okay, so where does this go here? Okay. There's 4 holes on the gimbal, and there's 4 holes right there on the mounting plate. I don't know if you can see them. So you just need to line these 4 holes up and screw them down. See. Take 4 screws from this pack. Oops. Oh, they give a lot of screws. Looks like not all of them has that blue Loctite thing on them. Oh no, they all got them. They all got the thread locker on them. Okay. Let's line them up. Oh, this is awkward. Might have to move the gimbal out of the way. Same like the last two, just kind of get them started. That way, oops. That way you won't have problems getting these things in. You tighten one down and then the bracket won't sit on the other side. Just slowly getting them in there. Man, these things are super small. When you get fat fingers, it's not that easy. But slowly but surely. The gimbal out of the way. And the last one here. Oops. Drop the screw. Man, these are some small screws. But hey, just gotta be patient. There we go. Too bad this thing wasn't magnetic. A whole lot easier. Yeah, just snug them down evenly. Now I'm gonna torque them down in a crisscross pattern. Okay, that's locked down. Now we will move on to the payload. All right, so the gimbal is mounted. Electric connection is mounted. All right, yeah, looks like it's on correctly. Front facing, this is the rear, where your battery compartment is. This is the front. So your camera should be facing forward. Okay. Now we are on to the payload. Looks like the payload connects right here. Same thing, we'll take the panel off. If we can adjust this camera so you can see better. There we go. Oh, feels like this tool is wearing out. I can see I can see some of the chrome flaking off of the front of the tool, the tip of the tool. Let's see if you can see it. Not really. Save these screws. I'm going to use those. I'm going to drop it. Where'd it go? I think I dropped one. Oh well. That's why they make spares. Okay, take this panel off. Oh, I heard it drop. Where'd it go? Dropped one of these tiny screws. Okay, here's the payload. It's also got it's got an O-ring and some screws in there. There's the stand. And the electrical connector. All right, same deal. We got an O-ring on here already. Six-pin connector. The O-ring. Just gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put a little amount of grease or O-ring lubricant just to get it nice and lubricated. I think maybe a Q-tip would work better here. Well, as long as it's nice and clean. Okay, that's that. Looks like we need to apply or install where does this go? Let me see. Okay. And this goes here. This goes here. It screws in from the top. Well, let's take a look at the manual. Payload. Whenever in doubt, always go back to the manual. And I believe it says payload. Press payload, okay. Props. Yeah, lucky they have pictures. So this goes here. Okay. All right, so there's two holes here. This front two holes there, but no, this two holes here. That lines up with this stand here. And line it up here, and then you install these screws. Oops. Jesus, it's getting small. You almost need like children's hands. Same thing, you just want to kind of snug them up. Line this up. Dang, this thing is so small. It's almost like building one of those model toys, those model cars, and those small little plastic pieces. There we go. Um, okay. Now, then the drone. Let's see. Okay, now we're gonna install the bait release. Where does this go? Okay, like this, I believe. Oh, I can't go that way. You know what? I'm gonna put the screw in here. Line it up here. Oh, second screw out. Yeah. This is a lot of work for a little drone. Get this around. I just lined up the screw holes, installed the screws, snug them down, and then equally tighten them down. Okay. Now this electrical connector. There's only one way. There's like a odd oval, an oval rounded. One end is more rounded than the other, so it can only go in one way. So no mistakes should be made. Or it's impossible to install this upside down. You saw earlier I had installed, or I lubricated the O-ring with some O-ring lubricant. It also gives it that extra protection against water penetration. Helps protect the O-ring. Lubricated and keeps it from getting brittle and drying out. Oh, there's different. Okay. This is much easier. There's more room to work with here, so it's a lot easier. Snug it down. All right, that's in. Nice and tight. Oh, that was installing the camera gimbal and the bait drop release, payload drop release. It's installed. It took a bit of doing, but you know, like I said, when you got fat fingers, it's a lot. It's hard to work with small little screws and stuff, but we got it going, so awesome. If you like this video and you want to see more, go ahead and click like, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more. We'll see you guys in the next one.